Astronomers have detected a deep space object shown of a similar size to my graphic that I've created here, and I've shown it as a non-natural object. The speed that it is achieved coming into our solar system, and its size, and the way that it slides into position exactly in line with our orbital disk around the sun makes it very, very, very unlikely to be natural. And this is something I've been waiting for since the Oumuamua situation, which I covered in my book. The Oumuamua you see in the image below the main object, that's a size comparison. Oumuamua was well over a mile long, and I think it was probably one of those V-shaped objects that straightens out. With Oumuamua, it did one thing to prove it was not natural. It accelerated in speed on its way out of our solar system. That's impossible, absolutely impossible. Now, with this new three-eyed Atlas deep space anomaly, the arguments over the size are still ongoing because it has this vaporous discharge, and this is why they think, oh, it must be a comet. Then, obviously astronomers are going to say, oh, it's natural, but I've shown some vaporous discharge in my image here for a reason. The thing here is it's making a small amount of discharge. That would be expected for a very large supercruiser like this. I think the most important thing is the reasoning of how something like this can travel at 60 kilometers per second. Small particles being in deep space. What happens when a small particle hits a ship like this? It's obviously got some sort of force field that is way out in front of it that would spread microparticles apart as it traverses through it. Maybe it carves out 200 to 300 kilometers ahead of it in advance, so that it's pure vacuum. And it's just, I can't even imagine small particles what it would be like in making contact with the surface. Just makes you wonder. But anyway, I think the reason they're coming is because we've got our event in 2027 of first contact, the one that I have decoded in the Atlantis circular canal area that looks like rising and setting of Orion, and then it has this message of 2027. And of course, in this year, in this area, we have a very unique solar eclipse, a full solar eclipse, and that is needed for wormhole traversing. Opens up right at this area, so that's why I've got the 2nd of August. But let's have a look into the orbital plane as it came into our solar system. Deep space object that seems to have come from the Pleiades area, very long, probably an alien craft. Well, there's another one coming. It's called Atlas 3I. I'm going to show the animation just now, but it passes just like Oumuamua did through the area near Earth-Mars orbit. But it's hiding behind the sun. It's just gone behind the sun now. On November the 1st, it's supposed to appear from behind the sun. But the interesting thing is this orbital connection goes right through with our planets. And I'll show in a visual exactly now while it's running how it fits right with our orbital disk plane, which is chances of maybe 10,000 to 1 chance. But anyway, it came from deep space, right close to our sun, right between Earth and Mars. I believe it's not going to come out while making this video. It's behind the sun. It's not going to come out from behind the sun, in my opinion. Or it might even try and bluff our scientists and look like it's leaving. But anyway, we'll see how the developments go. But if it stays behind the sun, know that there's a chance that these are cosmic visitors come to watch a very important part of human history, where the cosmic visitors make contact and show the creation with it. The creation is present with it. That would be something that any advanced civilization would want to come and witness. A quick preview here of what whistleblowers from a secret operation called Immaculate Constellation have revealed that they want humanity to know. Watch. We will analyze shortly.
You are not free. And this reality There's far more to it than you have been allowed to believe. And God is real.
But if you understand that these are real, and we have 5 years from 2022, if they come in 2027, for the U.S. government to prepare the people about what is up there. And in many ways, I think the word got out within the government that they're showing up in 2027, and we better be prepared, and if not, there's going to be a lot of explaining to do.
This video follows part 1, so you only have literally half the story. But my whole story, to understand everything, both these videos are the tip of the iceberg, so you need to see the other videos for more backup. But the more important thing about this video is my references. My story is only as strong as my references, so you need to see in the description each reference that I refer to. I'll prove I'm the one who decoded 2027 when the ancients will return. In summary, on the 2nd of August 2027, I can't promise that a single thing will unfold as expected, because a false flag event is no doubt planned to intervene with the sacred event on the exact same day to confuse us and set off a bad alien agenda, so we should be able to stop first contact. All my work has shown that what I believe is that the ancients have indicated as to what they are trying to achieve. So all I'm showing is what the ancient message shows, what the star maps show, and what it turns out to be in 2027. We have just our reasoning and logic to make sense of it all. The eclipse begins, and it is in full. People are here that are guests of my team that are going to be present at 10 a.m. 2nd of August. The Flamekeepers will be here, and I'm thinking we might see a little bit more than what scientists expect, where we see cosmic visitors' arrival, and our media will have some sort of message from them. Now, I'm showing this picture again because I'm just hoping that our powers that be do not shoot at that which creates all life in the universe. That would be stupid. There will be a lot of witnesses, and there will be other people videoing the great solar eclipse. Thanks for watching my video. It's probably not important to click like or subscribe or share, because I don't think it makes any difference. What will work though is if you spread my work by word of mouth, and please save my channel address on your browser.
With the earlier Sumerian clay tablets' precise version of the cosmic human origin star map, and how it matched the template at Stonehenge, would come the mindset that had Herschel set out to search the Atlantic Ocean seabed. It would be this clue that would culminate in this documentary's biggest revelation.
As the world was counting down to 2012, I was watching Google Earth, looking for ruins, refreshed my page, and I saw that. I recognized that curvature from somewhere. This could be a computer code. I think it's first contact. The ancients are returning. I've published a book, Herschel's Atlantis, and there's a 2-hour documentary you'll see at the end of the video. These are my 3 books. I'm trying to promote Saving Forests, $19 for all 3, 1 delivery. Please consider becoming a flamekeeper in the here and now, or when you are gone, or as an activist. Please press pause and come back to this and you'll see the detail. But as a flamekeeper, you become part of the quest to secure the interpretational copyright and visibility of the hidden records. That is the difference.